Hey everyone, hope you're all well. Today I'm joined by Ron from HaloFollower, and I've got to say we had a blast talking about Halo Infinite. This is the first big collaboration on this channel, so I really do appreciate Ron jumping over here. And guys, be on the lookout on his channel, because there may be a special video with me on there in the next couple of days. Again, thank you Ron. Guys, make sure to head over to his channel, subscribe, do all of that, and let's get into the video. Alrighty, so Ron, what were your thoughts on Halo Infinite? Just first time playing.
I absolutely hated it. It was just the worst Halo game. I'm kidding. Actually, you know, it's kind of mixed. I don't even know if it's mixed. I really did enjoy this game. Like it's too soon to say for sure, but it felt like Halo 5 and Halo Reach had a baby, so I'm actually pretty happy with that. And but yeah, what did you think?
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. I felt similar to what you said. You know, it's like a baby of Halo 3.
Well, you know, it did feel like Halo 3.
It did, yeah. Baby of Halo 3, you know.
You know, Halo 3 was like Halo Reach's cousin, so whatever, it's close enough.
That's right.
But yeah, a lot of people are saying it's like Halo 3. Today I told my friend it was like Halo 3, Halo 5, and Halo Reach had a baby.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. So, you know, I think the gunplay of Halo 5 is certainly there. But I was actually like a fan of Halo 5's gunplay. But it does definitely feel a lot slower, like a lot slower than Halo 5, you know. Especially during player versus player when I was playing. I was saying to my stream at the time that, you know, I was getting really heavy Halo 3 vibes from just the overall like gameplay experience and the encounters. I thought that was quite good.
Yeah, and with the addition of the equipment and like the grappling hook, God, we got to talk about the grappling hook for a second, because that thing is just so crazy fun. And it actually feels like it blends really well, because I was actually pretty worried about that.
Yeah, see, when they first introduced the Grappleshot, I've got to say the community weren't too happy about it, and I know personally I wasn't too sure how fun it would be and if it would work well in Halo Sandbox, but after personally trying it, I've got to say I'm sold. I'm a massive fan of it. I think you're saying that as well, you know, like you really had a blast using it.
Yeah, and you know, that's I really like, so like a big thing with Halo that's been going, like, you know, Halo's been going south. It's no big surprise for many years, and now this is kind of like a resurrection. And I've had maybe some thoughts, and I've kind of bought into sometimes like, well, maybe Halo fans just don't want anything new. Maybe they just want Halo 3 and Reach. But here we are getting brand new stuff, and the community's just eating it up. And that's why that gives me a lot of hope about Halo in general. There's so many, there is a way to do this right and a way to properly evolve Halo. They just haven't been doing it the right way until now, I guess.
Exactly right, mate. Exactly right. And you know what was crazy to me? I've seen the amount of people on Twitter and Reddit, and even YouTube, just saying, like, you know, how much fun they had playing the game and how it felt like to them an evolution of Halo's combat. Halo 4 should have been what Halo Infinite is, you know.
Yeah.
Halo 4's gameplay was such a massive step away from Halo 3 and Halo Reach, right? And Halo Infinite, I feel like, is the closest, you know, closest branch from Halo 3's gameplay. You know, the gameplay loop. It's engaging. It's fun. It keeps you on your toes the entire time, but it doesn't feel, you know, out of place. It feels like a Halo experience, you know, and that excites me so much.
I wanted to talk about the Ravager. You were telling me a little bit before the podcast that you had some indifference about it.
No, I'm actually a big fan of the Ravager. I'm gonna just say that. So, the only thing I'm not a fan of is how weak the secondary firing mode is. Like, it should, you know, shred. But when I did it like blank range at a Spartan, it just did nothing. So, you know, I'm 99% sure that's a bug and a glitch. And I think a few people in the comments will probably confirm that for me. But you know, the way it fires and its overall aesthetic of it, I'm a massive fan of. You know, whenever I played on Recharge, I constantly found myself using it, you know. Are you a fan of the weapon as well?
Absolutely. It feels like a real Halo weapon, like not only the design, but the fact that you can charge it up and use it in a dynamic way. Like, this is something I've been saying for a long time that I believe Halo 5 fell pretty hard at, and it's because they went with the sports route where virtually all the weapon play was literally just point and click in a way that was just trying to land shots instantly. But I think Halo, like looking at weapons like the brute shot or the plasma pistol, or really like the sticky detonator is also a good example. Like, all those weapons are used and can be used in a very dynamic, strategic way that opens up the gameplay for more it's more fun than just something you would get in like CS:GO, which is basically what I'm describing. Like all the weapons are just point and shoot. But I love the Ravager because it's weapon firing mode. I actually did not know this before. Maybe no one knew this before the flight dropped, but you can, when you charge it up, you can drop like this huge pool of fire, and that would be it's so great because you can actually really change the game using that weapon firing mode because you can lock down or defend or set up offense, with that pool of fire. So I hope to see more weapons like that in Infinite. Honestly, there's a lot of potential here.
Oh, I agree, man. Yeah, I've got to say, Halo Infinite's weapon sandbox is it's honestly unreal. Like I found myself using about every single weapon. Whenever I could, I would always use the Ravager on recharge, the Needler on Bazaar. I'd use the Commando battle rifle whenever I could. The Pulse Carbine was interesting. It was a mixed bag for me. It was either really good or it was really bad. But I do like the way it fires. I just hope it gets a little bit of a buff, so it's a bit stronger to use, close to mid range. But overall, I've got to say I've not had any issues personally with any of the weapons.
Okay.
And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of potential. We were also going to talk about maps. Did you have? Because I'm about to go on a rant, but I'm gonna let you go first. So, what do you think about the maps? No
worries, man. Yeah, so I think if I had to rate maps, I'd go. This is interesting because it goes against what I said earlier. But Recharge first, Bazaar second, Livefire third. Basically, visually, I feel like Recharge is the nicest looking, and that might just be because it's indoors and it's not as harsh as say like Bazaar and Livefire because it's out. The lighting's a lot better, being indoors. However, I just feel like the way it plays is just, I don't know, it's very exciting. Like just the combat, there's everywhere you move, you gotta be, I want to say cautious about your movement because the map is so vertical. It's one of the most vertical maps I've played on, in such a long time, which, I really enjoyed. Bazaar is a lot of fun. It's very nostalgic, and I think you probably get this as well. Reminds me of Halo 2, New Mombasa. Personally, I'm not a big COD fan, so I've not seen how people relate that map to Call of Duty. But, I think it plays pretty well. It's symmetrical. It will run well for Capture the Flag. But,
man. I'm so excited for Capture. I feel like Capture the Flag's going to be insane on Bazaar.
It's going to be good.
What I love about Halo is objective. Like, big team battle, objective.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. By the way, what is up with the 28 player count? Did you see that during the flight?
I did see that. Yeah, I've got no clue. They maybe changed it to 14 versus 14, which
I want to see big player count, dude. And by the way, I don't know if you thought about this. I've been trying to share the idea around.
Yeah.
But 24 players on live fire infection, or even just a team battle. Red versus blue. I think that would be sick.
that would be awesome. But can I just say, you just raised a good point. Like live fire for infection could actually work pretty well. Like the way that map works. I feel like there's different points in that map where you can hold out against zombies. It's quite interesting. But live fire as well. I'd have to rate that the lowest down, but because it's quite simple. But I still think it plays quite well. I think during player versus player. I got smacked on that map, legit smacked. But that's why recharge and stuff I enjoy a bit better. But visually, I think it's fine. There's not too much going on, obviously. But overall, I think it's a decent Halo map.
Absolutely. So I take it Bazaar's your favorite one then?
No, recharge.
Recharge. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to go on my rant now. I hate these metal boxes. I'm so over it. I feel like so many Halo 5 maps were the same design over and over.
Recharge?
I'm so over. Yeah, just playing inside of a metal box facilities. It just gets really boring. And when you think about Halo 3 maps, I always look kind of reference Halo 3's maps. Each one had a really definitive landmark or something that really gave it soul. All the maps felt like they were just so carefully crafted, and I feel like Halo 5 especially, but now I'm starting to get a little bit of that with Halo Infinite, that the maps were just made in a very mechanical way, I guess. Does this corner work? I guess that was in Halo 3, but there's just something about it, the soul is lacking for me.
Oh, fair enough.
Do you relate that to that at all?
I personally don't. I think it's because I think when I was playing on Recharge, it kind of, I don't know, like there was a few maps of Halo 5 that I did like, and some of them were like indoors. But I do want to. I know what you mean when you say you want to see more, vibrant outdoor maps like that have like an actual location. Like the Guardian, Narrows, like from Halo 3 and stuff. I would be 100% down to see, a remake of, Lockout.
To give Live Fire some credit, actually, you do kind of go through the tunnels, and there is like outdoor areas, which is something I've been kind of wanting. So, actually, Live Fire is a good compromise. Recharge is what I'm tired of, like maps like that. As long as like most of the maps aren't like Recharge, then I'm happy.
No, yeah. So that's an important thing you raise there. As long as they're diverse and they're different experiences, then that's gonna be good. Like weird as it is, one of the reasons I really like Recharge, it's because of how vertical it is. Like I just like how you can go, and when you're using the grapple hook, I have a lot of fun using it on that map. But yeah, look, I understand what you mean when you say that you're not a fan of because you feel like you're cramped in those ones. I don't feel the case with that map, but definitely with Halo 5's maps, I got that feeling, 100%. So I don't want to see Halo Infinite fall into that same pattern of having like human-made maps. I want to see banished maps. I want to see, like these.
Ooh, banished maps. I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah, like some crazy terrains where places on set of Halo where it's like a map.
Banished
you know
fortress.
What I mean? Yes.
And
you have
banish like the interiors of the ships. It's probably gonna look pretty different.
That would be actually that's a good one as well. A banished cruiser map. I think Halo Reach had a few maps in like cruisers or like some of the Covenant cruisers.
Big team battle map on a cruiser, because there's not actually that is one thing that could be refreshing, is like a big team battle map that is large but all interior, or kind of like mixed, like maybe Anchor 9 from Halo Reach. There's some space stuff.
So Ron, when do you think the next flight will be for Halo Infinite?
I'm actually thinking next weekend, honestly. Not this coming weekend, but like August 13th, 14th, 15th.
Really?
Something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Do you think that's too soon?
I personally think it's a little too soon. I think they're going to do it like either end of August or like somewhere early September. I would love for it to be as soon as you said, though. Because, I don't know if you agree with this, but I also have the feeling that they've created, another build or like other builds that they want to send out to us quickly so we can flight it, test it out.
Yeah.
Because that would make sense, so they can quickly start moving and reacting to the feedback. Because, I don't know if you've heard this rumor, but there's been a rumor that I saw 4 days ago that apparently there will be still an actual beta, like a beta, in October. I don't know if that's going to happen. But
I would like that.
I would like that too. But they probably wouldn't be able to react to anything from that. Do you agree?
Well, I think, I actually, now that I really think about it, when they drop betas nowadays, they're kind of like glorified demos. But if they drop a beta, like Battlefield has done, I believe they've done it as soon as like 3 or 4 weeks before the game drops. That gives them at least a 3-week advantage to adjusting to the game. Whereas if they waited until launch, then they would have to start fixing things then, you know what I'm saying? So
true, yeah.
Which, it might take about 3 weeks to make some big changes, or maybe 6 weeks to make it. But at least that's only 3 weeks after launch, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you, man. Yeah, I mean, personally, with the way game development works now and the way they can react to feedback, I honestly think it's not going to take them that long to start addressing issues and making fixes. But I personally think we're going to have about 2 more flights. I don't see them doing more than 2 more flights. Do you agree with that?
2 more flights. I was actually hoping for 4, 5, 6 flights. I mean, the reason I say that, and I know I feel a little bit weird saying that, but the fact is they dropped this thing really quickly after. I mean, it was a month after or so, but still it's just
still pretty quick. Yeah,
I thought it was a mid-August or late August.
Yeah, I agree with that. I thought it was gonna be a late August as well.
But I think there's a lot for them to test. I mean, we barely got into PvP. We were able to play it for 2 hours. Did you play that?
I did. PvP? Yeah.
What was your thoughts on it?
I enjoyed it. It was very different to the bot experience. Let me just say that.
I thought it was way more fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. It was a lot of fun. I got to say the weapons played the same, which I thought was a big plus. I was quite worried when we were jumping into PvP if like the weapons would feel different, you know, because obviously player reactions, of course, is different to bots. But, you know, weapons were all great. I enjoyed it. I gotta say, it was a lot slower because people were being a bit more, I want to say,
they were being
cautious.
strategic and cautious. Yeah. They weren't running out in the open.
That's right. Yeah. Halo 5, people would just run out, rush you, blaze you, you know, and there was, you could still strafe and kill them, but it was more aggressive, you know. Halo Infinite's not as aggressive, thanks to, you know, the dial down and the movement and the sprint, but, you know, you can still move quite fast in Halo Infinite if you do the sprint slide maneuver, which is, you know, which is still good.
Yeah.
But I think they've done a great compromise of sprint in this game. You know, I personally think it's the best balance and implementation of sprint that we've seen across all the Halo games.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Things we could change. Do you want to go first? If there's anything you would want to change.
I'd say, like, it's just a small thing. It's just some of the audio, like weapon audio. It's
right.
just, yeah. So for me, the Needler was probably the biggest thing that I need to... I'm just praying it gets changed because I'm a massive fan of the weapon. Again, guys on the stream would have known, but I was just... Whenever I could use the Needler, I would use it, you know. It was a blast to use. With that said, its weapon sound is not that good. It sounds really muffled and, you know, the crystals don't pop like we're used to, you know, in all the Halo games. I mean, even Halo 5 had good Needler sounds, if I remember correctly. So, you know, I'm just hoping that they can, you know, make the crystals pop. That'd be my only massive change, I'd say, because just the Needler, that's just something I'd say.
Absolutely. You know, I'm actually kind of shocked when I think about it, but there's like when I played the demo, I mean, my real only the technical preview. My only real complaint was that there was like a lack of content, but like based on what I see here, I want to see vehicle combat, and we do know that's going to come in a preview eventually, but big team battle is something I'm really looking forward to because that's kind of what I grew up as, you know, identify what Halo multiplayer is, you know. I'm not really a sweaty kid or anything, so I really am looking forward to big team battle. But with that being said, as far as changes, I pretty much already voiced that the maps, I just sense there's something about the maps that aren't gonna be like Halo 3. There's gonna be lacking soul because I don't know. I feel like Bazaar actually does have soul. That's the only map which does give me hope. And I wonder if the reason why they're teasing these maps is because they are the least inspired or like the least coolest to show off, so that, you know, 343, their whole marketing cycle is showing a pattern of showing like the least awesome stuff, and then as we get closer to launch, the more awesome stuff. So
that's right.
Yeah.
I think you could be onto something there. I think they're definitely keeping their special maps down for the, you know, waiting so we can experience it day one when the game launches. Again, when it comes to the BTB, I guarantee it will just be one map. You know, we'll just be playing on one map, which is fine because obviously BTB is a lot bigger and the experiences will be very, you know, different each match. You know, overall, I am a fan of the maps and how they play. I do know what you mean. I do think we'll see, you know, some different maps, you know, as we said earlier, the banished maps, some maps on some carriers, banished carriers and all that. It just really depends on what their scope is for the maps and like location wise what they're going to do. But I've got hope, you know, in terms of gameplay during player versus player, the maps all performed, like all three of them performed pretty well. You know, I had a blast playing on them all. Again, that's just my opinion. So some other people might have had different experiences, but yeah, I'm definitely more than satisfied. I'm pretty excited to see the other maps. So what were your thoughts on the outlines? Like, I personally was a fan that we could, you know, customize and change, you know, our own fire team and enemy colors to our liking. However, I know not everyone was a fan of that. So what were your thoughts on that?
Well, I really liked what we talked about a few moments ago before the podcast started, which was like how your team should only be the ones highlighted and then the enemy team is not. Yeah. I like that. I think there could be, you know, like you said, customization. You can actually customize the colors if y'all didn't know.
Yeah,
but
yes,
if you could just have like a transparent option where the enemy team doesn't have colors, that'd be cool. But overall, I actually did like it. It worked better than I thought. There was never a time where I was like shooting at a teammate or not shooting at an enemy because of the outline system. So as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty unintrusive, and it's a really weird feeling that there's like team-based gameplay going on where everyone has custom colors. It's just something we've never seen before, but I approve.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Yeah, likewise. I think it's definitely, for me, the outlines felt a lot better and looked a lot better than I was anticipating and expecting. So, you know, I'm all for it, all for the system right now. Hopefully there's a bit more polish that goes on to make the shield effect better. That was my one other gripe I had, you know, with the shield effect, where the shield just didn't pop like we used to. But other than that, a massive fan of how it felt. So, yeah. Alright, thanks guys for joining us. That's going to wrap it up for this video. Hope you had a good time listening to us talk about our opinions and thoughts about Halo Infinite. For me, I definitely feel like it's what Halo 4 should have been. It's an evolution of Halo 3's combat in the perfect way. So I'm very, very pleased, and I can't wait for the full thing. Any final thing you want to say, Ron?
No, I just agree there. Like, it feels like the proper evolvement of Halo, and I'm really not one to just like BS it. Like, I feel like everyone's genuinely being serious about this time. Like, you know, I did not enjoy Halo 4 or 5. This is the right step in the right direction. So I'm pretty hyped.
No, that's good to hear, mate. So guys, thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you on the next video. Alright, make sure you check out Ron's channel.
Thanks so much for having me on, Footed, by the way. And we'll probably be doing another video here soon. So
that's right.
Look forward to it. But thank you for having me on the channel. I appreciate it. But thanks for watching, guys.
All good, mate. Alright, see you guys.